Eagles, Ravens, Titans, Dolphins, Browns, Washington, Rams, and Cards and Bears. Simple enough, but is that all? Not even close. 13 of the 14 playoff seeds are still up for grabs Sunday. It's complicated, it's captivating, and it could be the best Week 17 we've seen in years. This is what late season drama is all about. This is NFL Total Access. Welcome to NFL Total Access. My name is MJ Acosta-Ruiz. This is it. We are in the final days of 2020 and gearing up for the last week of the regular season. Willie McGinnis, Kurt Warner, D'Angelo Hall, and Sean O'Hara are here with me tonight as we deep dive into these clinching scenarios. Don't worry, we are here to make the playoff picture as clear as possible for you. Our first stop, though, is to check in on the latest news out of Cleveland. Our NFL insider Ian Rappaport joins me now. And Ian, the Browns dealing with a COVID-19 concern just days before their last regular season game. What more can you tell us there?
Well, they began the day announcing the facility would be closed while they underwent contact tracing due to a positive test from a practice squad player and a coach. And this came on the heels of not only the COVID-19 situation over the weekend that left them without all of their receivers, but Andrew Sandeo testing positive, Carl Joseph and Harrison Bryant being high-risk close contacts placed on the COVID-19 list. So obviously all eyes were on this one. The best news here is they were able to reopen their facility and they had practice this afternoon. Good news there for the Cleveland Browns. Not as good news for the Los Angeles Rams as they head into their big-time game against the Arizona Cardinals. One of their standout receivers, Cooper Kupp, was placed on the COVID-19 reserve list. Source said he had a positive test, and as Sean McVay admitted just really a couple minutes ago, he is not expected to play on Sunday. Obviously a big blow there. No Jared Goff, of course, as we know as well. The Rams, not the only team playing without their starting quarterback on Sunday. Patrick Mahomes, very different reason, of course, is not going to play on Sunday. Instead, it's going to be Chad Henne starting against the Chargers. This is because simply Mahomes is getting some rest. The Kansas City Chiefs have nothing to gain. Everything is all locked up. Mahomes is going to rest up, put himself in bubble wrap, and then get ready for the playoffs.
I mean, they've already locked in what they needed, Ian. Can't blame them one bit. All right, Ian, thank you. Let's get you all to our Total Access game of the week.
Number one goal we'll have is to beat Green Bay.
There's not a lot of love lost between us.
Right to the outside of the 40, to the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40. He's down to 5, he's got 2 in the meat, and he gets the ball with a call and out of bounds. Well, they're beating now with 2:05 to Green Bay.
And here he comes. They're giving the football to Terry. Touchdown. The refrigerator. Crowd loves it.
And the Packers have had a 5th touchdown pass thrown by Brett Favre today. You can't do any better than that, Jim.
Aaron Rodgers engineers the comeback on an injured left leg.
It's the Bear-Packer rivalry. Would have had to take something really catastrophic to keep me off the field in the second half.
Okay, so here it is. The Bears will make the playoffs if they beat the Packers or if the Cardinals lose to the Rams in Week 17. I'll send it over to Stacey Dales for more on this game.
What better way to close out the regular season than with the oldest rivalry in football, Packers-Bears Week 17. The stakes high for both teams. For the Pack, they know if they win, they secure the number 1 seed and home field advantage, while the resurgent Bears know if they win, they are in. Packers coach Matt LaFleur declaring this game this week a playoff-type game, saying that's their mindset, that's how they plan on attacking it. I asked his wide receiver Davante Adams, just how big is this game? He told me it's the biggest game of the season because it's the next game, but we know we control our destiny and they know they're facing a desperate Bears team. Adams saying their backs are against the wall. It's put up or shut up time. We have to be locked in. As for Chicago and the adrenaline quarterback Mitch Trubisky and company are feeling this week, he told me it feels really good. There's a high level of energy in the building right now, noting we know we've put ourselves in a good position going into this week. Obviously, it's a must win. We want to have it, but he also noted, got to start fast, got to stay efficient. Big game, Sunday afternoon in Chicago, Packers-Bears.
To reiterate here on our girl Stacey Dales, the Packers enter Week 17 as the number 1 seed in the NFC and will remain so if they beat the Bears or if the Seahawks lose to the 49ers. The Saints need a 3-team tie to get to the top seed. Listen up. So they need a win along with the Packers loss and a Seahawks win in Week 17. And finally, the Seahawks will get the top seed if they win and the Packers and Saints lose. That's a whole lot to throw at you. We will clarify for them. Willie McGinnis, D'Angelo Hall with us as well here. And we just went through that clinching scenario, of course, guys. Yeah. But what the Packers don't want is to leave that number 1 seed up to another team's loss, Willie.
Absolutely not. And when the number 1 seed is at stake and home field throughout is at stake, teams are going to come and they're going to play their best ball. You heard Aaron Rodgers say that this is a rivalry. Regardless of your record, regardless of what's been going on, these teams are going to come out to play. I think that Club Dub in Chicago is going to be shut down. They've been open for 3 weeks. They're going to be shut down this week. The Packers have won 8 out of the last 9 times in Chicago. They don't care about traveling, playing there. They're at home. This offense is prolific. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's out there. Aaron Jones has been running the ball. Aaron Rodgers have been throwing the ball at will. Of course, we know about Davante Adams, but Lazard, St. Brown, Tunyon, all those other guys have been involved in this offense. There's balance. They're feeling good. And guess what? Green Bay's defense have stepped up. This defense is playing at a high level. So I expect the Green Bay Packers to do what they normally do when they go to Chicago, clinch home field throughout.
Oof. All right, listen. So no velvet ropes opening for Club Dub is
Club
what
Dub
you're
is
saying.
Set last weekend.
But D-Ho, what's your matchup to watch in Chicago this Sunday?
Well, I tell you what, if the Chicago Bears have any chance of winning this game, it's going to have to be that secondary of the Bears, led by Kyle Fuller. We're even going to throw an assist in there to Khalil Mack, one of the elite pass rushers up front. But that Bears secondary has to step up because the connection between Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers has just been unbelievable. I played against Aaron Rodgers when he was throwing it out there to Jordy Nelson and our very own James Jones. But when you watch what Davante Adams is able to do, I've never seen Aaron Rodgers this locked in with one of his receivers. I mean, it is just amazing to watch. And so just the chemistry that those two guys have, Davante Adams is running every single route known to man. That's why DBs can't really get a beat on what he's doing in defensive coordinators, because Davante Adams lines up everywhere all over the field and runs all of those different route combinations and route variations. And so it's just so hard to get a beat on what the Green Bay Packers are doing offensively, because Davante Adams, they move all around and he makes plays all over the football field for them.
Oh, man. You know I'm a Florida girl. That graphic right there looked like the spaghetti models when you're tracking a hurricane, like all over the place on his route running. Out of control. But, guys, another thing that sort of counts against the Bears here is they've never beaten the Packers in Week 17. They're 0-5 all time against Green Bay in Week 17. I'm just stating the facts. All right, guys. Thanks. Meantime, for the Washington football team, the situation Sunday night is simple. Win, and they are in. One thing that's not so easy, who's going to be their quarterback? Alex Smith has missed the last 2 games and is the only Washington QB with a career winning record going back to 2009. So for more on the football team and QBs, here's Mike Garafolo.
Alex Smith officially did not practice for the Washington football team on Wednesday. It was Taylor Heineke working with the first team during the team portion of practice. However, Smith did some work on the side, and there is still guarded optimism that he will be ready to go on Sunday against the Eagles. In fact, he did work, I am told, with the first team during the walkthrough before practice, so perhaps that is an indication that they believe he'll be ready to go on Sunday. In the meantime, they want to get Heineke more reps. They were impressed what he did against Carolina, even though he didn't have much work to that point. So they think a little bit of work in practice, he'll be even better if we need him, even if he doesn't start that game against Philly. And by the way, the Eagles, a lot of talk from folks down there when I talked to them about wanting to spoil the party for Washington. And somebody said, look, we're finally out of it. There's nothing on the line. So watch us play well now and win by 30 now that the pressure is officially off. If so, they'd spoil it for their divisional rivals.
The regular season will end with Washington taking on the Eagles on Sunday night. If Washington wins, they will win the NFC East. If, however, they fall to the Eagles, the winner of Cowboys-Giants will take the division. Our Hall of Fame QB, Kurt Warner, joining me now. Kurt, listen, a lot of eyes on this game, and for very good reason. What's a division-winning game plan here for Washington to beat the Eagles?
To me, it is the same game plan that they've had really all year when they've won football games. And that's Alex Smith behind center. And Alex Smith being Alex Smith, which is being smart with the football, not turning it over, not trying to make a whole bunch of huge plays. I don't have to. We are built on our defense. Our defense will give us good opportunities, whether it's field position or turning the ball over. I've got to make the plays I'm supposed to make, but not try to do anything extra. They're basically, you cut their turnovers in half when Alex Smith starts under center, as opposed to the other starters that have been in Washington this year. And so, to me, no difference with the game plan. It is, of course, defensively, you want to keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket. Don't let him run all over you, but force him to make throws. And last week he turned the ball over. You can get turnovers, and then Alex be Alex.
All right, Kurt, keep that defense word on hand just for a second here as we head over to the AFC, where the Browns need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. How can Baker Mayfield lead the Browns over a tough Steelers defense?
And again, I'll say here, MJ, is go back to doing what got you here. What got you here was running the football.